Hi guys, today we are going to do a full fascia flow. So in the course we went through all the fascia lines of the body, and today we're going to break down and go into a few of each of the fascia lines to get a full body release. So today all you need is your mat, so let's get started. Start in all fours. Make sure your hands are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. Tuck the back toes and then gently take your bum back and forward. Just getting a little bit of a stretch into your toes. Make sure your toes are facing forwards and they're not turning towards the side. And then lifting the knees and doing the same movement. So we're going to get some activity through our core, through our quads, and this deep stretch through our feet. We're going to open up through the feet, then the hands, and work through the whole fascia line. And if you can, come into a downward dog, and then move back to bum to heels. Keep going. Let's do some dynamic movements here. And then come back down onto your knees and start from the beginning. Bum to heel, getting a deep stretch through the toes. Make sure the toes are straight. Warming up through the feet and the calves, hamstrings. Lift the knees and take the bum to the heel. You'll feel the burn this time. And then come into a downward dog. Take the knees down. Bum to heel. Stretching, mobilizing, and warming us up. And then slowly take the knees down, take the fingertips to face your knees, and then just lean forward and back. So you're tucking the back toes to get a stretch through the toes, and then getting the forearm stretch here. Keep moving forwards and backwards. And then try and lift the palm off of the floor to get into the fingers. So you really have to go far back, getting the bum to the heels to be able to get the palm to lift. Activate the fingers onto the floor so that they're not bended, and you get a deeper stretch through the fingers. Great for anyone who uses their phone too much, types too much. Let's keep mobilizing. And then place the hands, fingertips facing outwards, and move from side to side. Place the hands, fingertips facing forwards, nice big circular movements all the way to the right. Getting through the right wrist. 2 more here. Last one. And then switch to the left. Going from side to side, getting all the way through the wrist. Last one here. And then come onto your knees, but keep your toes tucked this whole time. Keep them nicely tucked to get a deep stretch through your toes here, and sit your bum down onto your heels. Tuck in your tailbone to keep your core active here so that you're not tilting here. Pull your belly button to spine, pull the ribs down towards the hips, and then take your hands out to the side for our neural glides here. just to open up all the way into the forearms. Good, hold it here, and then take the fingertips up to the sky, and then down to the floor. Keep moving, keep your core active, keep pulling your shoulders down towards your hips. And you'll get a deeper neural stretch when you do that. Your toes will start feeling very sore, very stiff, but keep it going. Opening up through both ends of the fascia. 2 more. Last one. Untuck the toes. Sit onto the back of the front of the foot. And then take the hands out again and take the fingertips down the side of the face. Out to the side and down the side of the face. 3 more. 2 more. And last one. Hold it here. Try keep the fingertips active, pulling back away from your face. You don't want the hands to touch the face here, even though it may be quite difficult. And then slowly relax the hands down. Reach the arm overhead to get a deep stretch through the fascia line, the lateral fascia line here. Pull your ribs down towards the hips. So you can have your hand on your ribs to pull them down even more. And then try and get your shoulder up into your ear and reach your hand to the other side of the room. And then slowly take your hand down, take it to your ribs and reach the arm all the way over. Taking it as far as you can, reaching the shoulder up to the ears. So you have to really push the shoulder joint up to touch your earlobe, and then pull your rib cage down so that it's not flaring. Keep your core active here. And then switch sides. Every time it should get easier. Keep your core active. Reach shoulder joint up to the ears and switch. Keep reaching fingertips to the other side of the room. Keep pulling ribs down and keep your chest lifted. Don't feel like you're rounding here. Open up and see what you can find. More muscle fibers to open up there. And then to the other side. Last one. Taking it over. Reach as far as you can. And then come back up. Come onto your knees now. Keep your core active and place your hands onto your glutes, fingertips facing down. And then I want you to try squeeze the glutes, push the hips forward and lean back, keeping the shoulders opened up. So your chest is open. Keep your core active, elbows squeezing together. And then if you are able to, you can try and take your hand down to touch your foot. But make sure your hips are going a lot forward. Pretend there's a wall in front of you that you have to push your hips against and then reach back. And then take your hand back if you can, just to get a nice deep stretch all the way through the fascia line. Then slowly bring this hand down, bring your bum down towards your heels. Slide it all the way around. Bring this hand to this heel. Push the hips forward and reach your right arm overhead, squeezing your glutes to protect your lower back. Slowly bring the bum down. Slide the hand all the way around. Take it to your hip, your ankle, and reach back. Opening up the chest and pulling your shoulder up towards your earlobe, reaching your hand to the back of the room. And Nice big circle, getting a deep stretch. So reach as you come around, spinning all the way, and get the hand to the heel, reach up, pull your belly button to spine, squeeze your glutes, and reach the hand up overhead, shoulder up into the ear. 2 more, reach far across the room, feel the deep stretch through your lower back. As you do this, take the hand to the heel, reach the opposite hand overhead, squeeze the glutes, and last one, reaching as far as you can. Squeeze the glutes, lift the hand up overhead. And then slowly come all the way back down onto your knees, tuck the back toes, and come into a downward facing dog. Hands are firmly placed on the mat, the fingers are equally spaced, and fingers are pushing down into the ground, shoulders up into the ears, belly button to spine, ribs towards the hips, tilt your tailbone up towards the sky. You can bend your knees to get a straight back. And if you have your bent knees and you feel good, then you can try and bring your heels down to the floor and eventually then lifting your toes. Keep the core active, and then I want you to just move into a plank by doing some spinal dissociation, holding it in your plank, and then coming down onto your knees. Untuck the toes, take the hands out, squeeze the glutes, come as one unit as we go back, and lift back up. Take the hands down to the floor, tuck the toes, hands are firmly placed on the mat, push shoulders up towards the ears, ribs down towards the hips, tilt tailbone up towards the sky to get a deeper stretch through the hamstrings here. And then eventually your heels will drop to the floor. And then come into a plank by rounding through the back, keeping your core active, holding it in your plank, slowly taking the knees down, untuck the toes, raise the arms up, squeeze the glutes, and slowly drop back as one unit, getting a nice deep sensation through the front of the quads here. Lift back up, place the hands to the floor, tuck the back toes, push into your downward facing dog, tilt the tailbone up towards the sky, shoulders towards the ears, and then round the back, coming into your plank. Last one, knees to touch, untuck the toes, and take the hands up. Slowly come back, feeling the burn in the front of the quads, and then slowly come up. Now, you can take your right leg out to the side and make sure that you've got your hips straight in this position, and then place your hand on your hip crease and just do some gentle moves just to go towards the side, opening up into the adductors. And when you feel good here, then you can take it a step further, tilt the tailbone to the back of the room, then place the hands down onto the ground, tuck the back toe, and then try and bring your bum down towards your heel. Keep moving here, in and out. Find that deepest point where you feel the stretch. And make sure your toes are active and the side of your foot is on the floor. 3 more here. 2 and 1. Bring the leg back and then take the other leg out to the side. Foot is nicely placed on the floor. Keep your core active and then just move side to side. You might hear a click or a pop. This is a good movement just to get the hips opened up. Keep your chest lifted. And then with control, tilt the tailbone to the back of the room. Slowly take the hands down onto the floor, tuck the back toes and move in and out here. Finding that deepest point, but keep tilting your tailbone to the sky. This is the most important thing for this stretch, as well as having your feet firmly placed on the ground to protect your knee. 3 more. 2 and 1. Now open up the legs nice and wide, coming into your frog pose, feet facing out towards the side and the heels directly in line with your knees. And then try move forward and back here. You can come down onto your elbows, but try and tilt the tailbone to the sky as you do this. Getting a deep inner thigh stretch here to open up into that deep front line. Keep moving gently. You can even move from side to side just to open it up a little bit more. And then slowly come back up onto the hands. Bring the knees back together again. And then come back into your downward facing dog. And reach your right hand to your left foot and try and push your chest through that triangle you have made from your left hand to your left foot. Place the right hand down, left hand to the right leg and twist and open up here. Deep sensation through the back of the leg, side of the body. Come back to center and reach to the other side, twisting the body open. And come back and reach, twist. Come back to center, downward facing dog. Come into your plank position, holding it here, keeping the core very active. And then slowly place the knees down onto the ground, bum to the heel. And then reach your right hand all the way through to try and twist through your back here. Lifting your chest up towards the sky. And then bring the hand all the way up overhead. And thread the needle, going a little bit further each time. Twist and lift back up. Twist and lift. 2 more, twist and lift. Last one, twist as far as you can go. Take your right hand as far away from you as possible. Keep lifting the chest up towards the sky and lift out of it. Take the right hand to the floor and reach the left hand all the way across, opening up through the back here. And open up. Reach through. Reach the chest up towards the sky. Take the left hand as far as you can and reach it back up. And again. And reach. 2 more. Lift and last one. Keep opening up. Hold it here. And then come back up. Back into your downward facing dog, stretching through that back line, trying to get the heels down to the floor and walk the hands back up and then walk them down. Downward facing dog, tilt the tailbone to the sky, keep tilted as you push the hands back and come into the standing position. And back again. Tilt the tailbone to the sky and push back. Keep tilting the tailbone. 2 more. Tilt and push back. Last one, reach forward. Tilt the tailbone and come back. Hold it here. And take opposite elbows and drop the head in between the arms, reaching down as far as you can go. And then coming forward. Bring your right leg into your chest and then take it all the way to the side, straight leg. Drop the hip down to the floor and lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Drop the leg down. Keep trying to rotate the left hip around the right, and then try and take your left hand down to the floor, elbow to the floor, or eventually getting the shoulder down. Keep working through this motion to get a deep stretch all through the spiral line here. And then come back up onto the hands and take your left leg into the chest, twist, take the leg out nice and straight and drop the hip down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Drop the hip down. Keep rotating the right hip around the left and try and get the hand to thread it through. You can take it down to the elbow and eventually getting it down your shoulder to touch the floor. Keep your core active to get the stretch in the right place. And then bring the hands back down onto the mat. Come back into your all fours. And come down onto your bum. Into a long seated position. Legs out straight if you need. You can bend your knees here if you don't have good hamstring length. And in this position, I want you to take your arms up overhead. Take the fingertips back to the back of the room. And then bring them forwards. Bring it back and forward. Back and forward. Back and forward. 2 more. Back and forward. Last one. Back and forward. Take your hands down to your feet or to your ankle or to the side of the knees and just stretch all through the back line here, bringing your chin to your chest. Wherever it may feel comfortable for you today, just hold it. Come back up. Reach the arms up overhead. Take a deep inhale. Fingertips to the back of the room and then to the front. Keep moving here. Two more. Last one. Reach forward. Pull belly button to spine. Hands to your feet. Head down towards the knees. Try and bring your hands wherever you can to try and get the deeper stretch for you. But keep tilting your tailbone to the back of the room so that you're not arching your back here. And then come up and bring your right leg in. Just moving the hips from side to side to get comfortable here. Slowly come down onto the elbows if that's available to you. Keep tucking in your tailbone, pushing your hips up towards the sky so that you get a deeper stretch down your quad here. And then eventually, only if you have the tilt right, you have to really tuck in your tailbone, keep it here, then you can come down onto your back, stretching through the hip flexors here. Come back up onto the elbows first, and then back up onto your hands and switch sides. Bringing your left leg in, tucking in your tailbone, keeping your core active, coming down onto the elbows when you can. But keep that tuck and feel that deep stretch down the front of the leg. You'll feel your glute needs to squeeze to keep that nice tight quad to open up. And then slowly come down onto your back, only if you can keep that tuck of the tailbone there. Keep your core active. And then come back up onto the elbows before you come up onto the hands. And then take both legs out in front of you. Come down onto your back. And hold onto either side of your feet, coming into your happy baby. Putting your tailbone down towards the floor. And trying to get the knees into your armpits. You can move from side to side here just to get an extra stretch through that back line, through the groin. And then slowly take that left leg down. Bring the right knee into your chest first. Keep your core active and then take the leg over. If you feel it in your groin, you should be feeling it on the outside. So if you do feel it there, push your hand into your knee and your knee into your hand to create a resistance, and the pain in the groin will go away. This is just mobilizing the joint through muscle activation. And then you don't have to get the knee to touch the floor, but if you feel comfortable, you can start moving that way, allowing gravity, but also that resistance that you have created from your hand pushing into your knee and the knee into the hand until you can twist all the way to touch the knee to the floor. And then bring the knee back into the chest and switch sides, bringing the left leg into the chest, hugging it in nice and tight, and then taking the leg over, keeping active, pushing the hand into the knee and the knee into the hand to take the stretch to the outside of your hip. Keep your core active and tuck in your tailbone. And then slowly allow gravity to pull the leg down. Keep the resistance between the hand and the knee. And eventually get the knee to touch the floor. Come back to center. Hug both knees in, and then take the legs out. And then shake them from side to side, the feet in and out. Keep your core active here. And then take your hands out, palms up towards the sky. Just relax here for a moment. Take 5 deep breaths, using your lateral breathing that we did in the previous classes. If you want, you can take your hands to your ribs just to feel your rib cage move as you breathe. Relax the feet now. Let them fall out to the side. And keep breathing into your rib cage. 3 more deep breaths. Feel the movement of your ribs. Last breath in. And all the way out. Take the arms up overhead, reach and stretch. Get that extra final stretch, and then come up into a seated position. Well done, and I hope you enjoyed the class. See you in the next course.